Now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get going with this broadcast, we're going to have a quick moment of silence for the passing of Chris Jones. Some of you may know him as SR Racing or SR28_FSR. So there is a GoFundMe link in the description as well if you wish to support his family and give him the sending off he deserves. But we have the minute of silence now, so if we can have everyone in the comments as well, just to refrain from typing, that would be great. Thank you. Alright, now remember, you can donate to his family in using the link in the description. I'm sure to them it would mean the world, so yeah, please consider it. But on to the racing now. Round 5 here of the Next Level Racing GT3 Championship. We are at Suzuka, of course. A track we haven't been to for a while once again, but it is definitely one of my favourite circuits, and yeah, definitely one of the longer tracks on the calendar as well. We'll probably see lap times of maybe 158s, 157s today in this qualifying session. It is an optimum track as well, so I'm sure from some of these drivers we will be seeing those lap times. But coming into this round, let's take a look quickly at the standings. I believe, well, I know it's Luke Whitehead leading the championship. Let's have a look at the points, though. I don't actually have a graphic for this time, unfortunately, but the standings coming into this round. So it is Whitehead leading the championship on 318 points, followed by Sidor, 2 Porsches in fact, P1 and P2. Sidor on 285. Whitehead coming off of back-to-back wins. In fact, he's won every round since the start. So let's see if he can take another win here at Suzuka. Christian Muller in P3 in the championship, in the Audi currently on 283 points. So just 2 points separating P2 and P3 in the championship, and we're already in round 5. 2 more rounds to go after this. So it's very, very close, and it's going to go down to the wire. And same goes for the battle for P4. Malik Mahmoud and Hilhorst, P4 and P5, tied on 264 points, with Ethan Faulkner in P6 on 250, Michael Hutchinson in P7 on 234, Luke Viken in P8 on 225, Franco Tassin in P9 on 221, and to round off the top 10, Matt Pryor on 219 points. So yes, it is very, very close. And we've got our first lap times. Well, no, not our first lap times coming in. These are still out laps. Let's see who's going to be setting the first lap time. I believe Whitehead is on a lap here. We're coming up towards 130R now. Yeah, thanks for all the support for Chris in the comments. I'm sure he'll be watching this from above. But Whitehead rounds the final corner here. What lap time is he going to be able to put in? He's going to cross the line. Is it going to be a 158? Yes, a 158.9 there from Whitehead on its first flying lap. A second quicker than Tassin in P2. He was currently in P4 there, just coming through the first couple corners, now through the S's. Another really good part of the track. You just have to hook them up corner by corner really, and Whitehead is behind them on this lap, so might even encounter some traffic. Not sure if he's left himself enough space on this lap, but I don't think it really matters. There's still plenty of time left in this qualifying session to improve. Faulkner currently coming through Spoon now, sitting in P19. He hasn't really set no, he hasn't actually set a qualifying lap yet, so this will be his first hot lap. And the Ferrari, another good car at Suzuka as well, as you come up towards 130R. Using a bit of curb on the outside, using all the curb on the exit. And now this heavy braking zone coming towards this last chicane. These curbs very lethal, especially on the exit. We've seen someone on PlayStation get hooked on that inside curb, lose the car, and end up in the pits. And I think Pete, if he is watching, it was a spectacular performance. But Faulkner puts it into P2. What a lap there from Faulkner. 159.577 there that last time around. And now it looks like he's going to encounter some traffic. I believe that is Shen in P13 currently. We've still got quite a few cars. Oh, looks like he's going to return to the pits. We've still got quite a few cars yet to set some laps. Tassin ran in the final corner. He's currently a 10th up here. No, it's not going to move him up a position, but it is going to help him pull away from the Pithovers, possibly. Pithovers just behind, in fact, but he is on an invalid lap, so it won't improve. Muller is 7/10ths up now, coming up towards 130R. This is going to be a great lap for Muller if he can keep it together. Coming through the last couple corners here now, down towards the chicane. He's found another 10th. He's got some traffic in front of him. I don't think it's going to hold him up, though. I believe that is that Purcell? It's yes, it is Andy Purcell, but Muller 8/10ths up as he rounds the final corner. This is going to put him possibly P2 here for Muller, as he's using the slipstream as well with the BMW in front. What's it going to be? It is P2 there for Muller, and he stops the car, pulls over, and it decides to go back into the pits. Whitehead back out on track now. Didn't improve that last time around. I believe he backed out of that lap. Hutchinson here in the Honda. We know the Honda really quick overall, and at Suzuka it's another rapid car, but he's 8/10ths up currently. This is going to move him up the order by quite a bit. Let's go on board now with Hutchinson. Coming through, I believe it's the Degners. Yes, I believe it is. Using all that curb on the exit as well. Now up towards the hairpin. This is quite a tricky braking zone here, but let's see how Hutchinson takes it. Late on the brakes, they're training the brakes round, and on the power nice and early. Using full width of the track here is Hutchinson, and he's still, well, he's found even more time there. He's 1.2 seconds up. Now coming up towards Spoon. This is braking just after the green, or just before the green, in fact, on the right hand side. And slightly on the brakes here for the second part of Spoon, but on the power nice and early. You can use all of the curb here on the exit. Like Hutchinson doesn't use a whole amount. Reckon he could have got on the power slightly earlier there, but he's still 1.2 seconds up now, coming up to 130 up. One of the trickiest corners here at Suzuka, but no problem. Oh no, I spoke too soon. It was a huge problem. Caught the curb on the exit, and that's Hutchinson's lap gone out of the window there. Is that commentator's curse? I think it was. Sorry, Hutchinson. Sorry, Michael, if you are watching. Oh, if you will watch this back. Yeah, that was a bit of a commentator's curse there. Canberra, another Honda driver coming through 130R here. Doesn't make the same mistake. Oh, we've got someone else into the wall there as well. But Canberra now on the brakes through this final chicane. He's 6/10 up. This could put him into P12 here, as long as he can keep it on the exit. No, it looks like he's lost a 10th on the exit there, so it might not be P12, possibly P13 now for Canberra as he crosses the line. No, he still managed to get P12, did Canberra. There we go. Now, looks like Sidor has put it into P2. Look how close the top three are in this qualifying session. Just 5.5 minutes left to go. Whitehead is on a lap. Let's get on board with him as well. Hurry up for improvement. He's a 10th up as we head towards the Degners. On the brakes ever so slightly here. Looking the car around the inside, using all of the curb on the exit once again. He's found another 10th as we head up towards the hairpin. And braking just after that curb ends in the Porsche. On the power nice and early, using the curb on the exit as well. Now is Whitehead going to keep this inside line? Yes, he is. Pretty much the esports line, this is, I guess. Out through Spoon. Down 2 gears into third. He's going to keep it through third, through the second part of Spoon, and early on the power here. You can see how much more curb Whitehead's used on the exit than Hutchinson we saw last time. Now up towards 130R. Let's hope we don't put the curse on him like we did on Hutchinson. But there we go, pretty much flat through with the Porsche. And onto the brakes for the chicane. You can see how late Whitehead is able to brake, and he's found 3 more tenths here, half a second up for Whitehead. Looks like he's lost it though. Took a bit too much curb in the second half of the chicane and knocked him down ever so slightly, but he's 3/10 up. What's it going to be for Whitehead? 158.6 for Whitehead. What an improvement and a great lap. The Porsche sounding absolutely amazing in 6th gear especially. We look to Mamid, who's just about to cross the line here. 3/10 up. There we go. Puts it into P4. Does Mamid. And he'll be starting on the second row provisionally. Unless anyone else can improve. Sidor is currently a 10th up. Still got a bit of the lap to go. 2/10 up, in fact. Let's see if he can manage to get pole off of Whitehead here. We look further down to Vasala, who is 2/10 up as well. Currently sitting in P21. 3.5 seconds off at the moment, but 2/10 is going to jump him up the order. Now the mid-pack we always see very, very close. And same for the back of the pack really, but a few drivers obviously are quite off the pace. There is a mixed grid here in terms of skill level. But Vasala there crosses the line, improves up towards P19. Brummel is 4/10 up currently as we speak. He's exited the hairpin. Not long of this lap to go. He'll be entering the final sector very shortly. Now, I'm pretty sure the final sector is quite a short one, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it starts halfway down the straight. No, he's run too wide. Brummel has run wide there and invalidated this lap, so it's not going to count anymore. Alex Shen, I believe, has just started the lap here. Capelli in P24 is a couple tenths up. Now, approaching Spoon. Viken down in P27. That's interesting. I don't think he's either joined late or hasn't been able to put in a lap yet. That last lap was a 204.6 from Viken, but it was invalid. So I think he's just been struggling to get a lap together as Viken, and I think, well, this will be his last lap. So if he invalidates, he may be starting towards, well, he may be starting at the back of the grid here. So Viken, I think his safest bet here is to maybe just get a banker lap in, or if he knows he can keep it within track limits, then he can push. But it's a huge risk that Viken is taking here on his final Actually, no, he will have one more lap, sorry. He will have one more lap after this to improve. But after that, it's no more chances for Viken as he rounds the final corner. What lap is this going to be? Is it going to be a 1:59? 2 minute. Looks like a 2 minute there for Viken. Look at that. P18 to P21, all Porsches. TP Racing in P23, another Porsche, but Purcell separating TP Racing from the rest. We go back to Whitehead, who has returned. Oh, he's in fact improved. He's done a 1:58.3 as Whitehead, almost a second quicker than Sidor there. So Whitehead's sat in the pits now. The top three, no chance of improving. Mohammed is put it into P3 now. Muller got this last lap to improve. He only needs 200ths or just above to take P3 off of Mohammed, and he needs half a tenth here, or yeah, just more than half a tenth to take P2 off of Sidor. Let's see what Muller can do here as he runs slightly wide. No, that's an invalid lap, and I think he might pull over to return to the pits, but there we go. Qualifying session has come to an end. Whitehead taking pole, Sidor in P2 and Mohammed in P3. We'll be back very shortly for the start of the race, and make sure to stay tuned. But here we go, ladies and gents. We've got the drivers lining up on the grid now, and as we saw in qualifying, Whitehead taking pole, Sidor in P2, Mamad in P3, and Muller on the second row in P4. And once again, 2 Porsches on the front row. We had the exact same at Kyalami, but we know the Porsche's absolutely rapid in at Kyalami. Probably one of the quickest cars there, as Whitehead said as well. And we've got a long formation lap like usual. Plenty of time for the drivers to get some temps into their tyres and brakes. And of course we have a mandatory pit stop in this race as well. Now it's a little different in this championship compared to others. They will have to change tyres. Usually we have mandatory refueling, but refueling is up to the drivers this time. They can start with a full tank or they can go half and half. It's up to them. So yeah, there may be different strategies on the grid, but I assume most drivers will be doing at least half and half. And of course there is a pit window as well in this race. Opens 20 minutes into the race and closes 20 minutes before the end. And for the drivers, well, luckily for them, there's no tyre set limit in this race either, so they are free to use as many resources as they need. I'm sure if Greta Thunberg was watching this, she wouldn't be happy about the environment, but it's sim racing, so they're not actually using real tyres, so it's all good. Yeah, we shouldn't really be upsetting any environmentalists here. Yeah, let's not get into that anyways. Yep, Whitehead once again on the pole and leading the championship. And of course the winner of this championship receives a next level racing FGT Light. Now I believe for Whitehead, he may be giving that away. He may... Yeah, who knows what he'll do with it. I know he's already got his own rig, so I don't think he'll need one of these, but yeah, he may give it away to some of his followers, may do some sort of giveaway. We'll have to see, but who knows, he may not even win it in the end. But if he does attend every round and keeps continuing the streak that he's had of win after win, I don't think there's anyone who will be stopping Whitehead with this charge. But Mamad, we saw, who had a great battle at Paul Ricard, which I believe was round 2 or round 3. Let's just double check. Paul Ricard was round 2, yes. He had a great battle with Dow King, also known as Darren King, out on track. He was able to fend off Dow King for pretty much the whole second stint of the race. He was constantly defending and didn't leave Dow King an opportunity for an overtake. And in fact, Mamad finished P2 in that round. Whitehead obviously with the win. That has been Mamad's highest finish of the season so far. Now we've got the drivers lining up 2 by 2. Jan in the comments saying he's running the black and grey livery for Chris. It's great to see. Where is Jan on track? Currently P19. Let's get a quick look at that livery. Yep, there we go. Showing his condolences there, which is lovely to see from Jan. But here we go, the top 2, Porsche versus Porsche. Who's going to get the jump coming into turn 1? Whitehead's going to be on the inside, Sidor on the outside, but if he can hang it around the outside, he might be able to get the inside for the next part of the S's. I don't know if that made any sense, but if it did, then great. But here we go, lining up side by side. We're going to go green very shortly here. And we are green there. Whitehead off to a good start. Sidor pulls in behind. Whitehead can take the racing line now. And Sador doesn't look like he's going to be able to hang it around the outside, but Muller having his chances here into the first lap. But Mohammed holding on to P3 here. Muller holding on to P4. Faulkner still behind in P5. And looks like everyone's got through cleanly so far. Look how close Hilhorst is to the back of that Ferrari. Tassin still following through as well. And doesn't look like anyone has really changed position off the start. But what an opening. What a clean opening to this race so far, but still we've got many more corners to go, and Whitehead has already pulled nearly a second gap to Sador here. Sador maybe defending a bit too hard early on, but as a result can't keep up with Whitehead just yet. Mohammed putting on the pressure early on. Muller still there. It's a massive train, the grid not spaced out. It's going to be very, very bunched up here, especially coming into this hairpin, a very close braking zone. And looks like that's Cano round the outside of Hutchinson there through the hairpin, and he's got the move done. Hutchinson getting swamped here. BJR there on the inside of Hutchinson's going to capitalize on that move from Cano, but Hutchinson has the inside coming up towards Spoon. Can the BMW get it round the outside? Doesn't look like we'll be able to, and he's going to have to slot back into the racing line here. And as a result, Pryor has closed back in, and he's looking to capitalize on any mistakes these two may make, especially if they trip over each other early on in this race. But looking down, Canberra in P14, starting in P15, so he's made a position off the start, and just look at the train he's got behind him. Absolutely crazy how close the grid is here at Suzuka. Dressel currently running in P15. Another heavy braking zone here into the chicane. All the drivers bouncing over the curbs here on the exit. Now that exit curb very, very tricky, and we've seen a few drivers make mistakes on that exit curb beforehand. But let's go back to the race leader, Whitehead, with a 1.3 second lead already. I think we're going to be saying goodbye to him very shortly. Mohammed running in P3, losing a bit of time to Sador though. He's having to defend against Muller just behind, and looks like Pryor has lost the position here to Van Hoorn. Van Hoorn up into P11, and look how heavily Pryor is having to defend from Canberra. Not enough space though through these S's, unless you're already alongside. They're not really heavy braking zones, so Canberra can't go for a move just yet. Coming up towards the Degners, can Canberra go for a move? It's another very narrow part of the track, and Canberra not close enough to go for a move down the inside there. Dressel still following very close, and there's so many cars bunched up together, and of course that's what happens when you've just started a race. Looks like Capelli in P27 at the moment, just lapping on his own. Masano in P24, still on the back of this train. Alex Chen in P23. He's on the back of Andy Purcell at the moment. But let's go back to the race leader, Whitehead, who's pulling away from the rest of the field as we speak. Sador also gapping Mohammed in P3. Seems to be lapping quicker at the moment, but these top guys racing out ever so slightly, but not for Faulkner. Faulkner having to hold off Hilhorst here on the first few opening laps, and likewise Tassin putting the pressure on Hilhorst as well. So these three in a bit of a battle of their own at the moment. But I'm sure if they continue to battle, look who's behind. Pithvers is closing back in. Cano is there. BJR is still there. Van Hoorn in P11 as well. Now Van Hoorn, I believe, really likes Suzuka. He has had some quick lap times. I believe I've done a 6-hour endurance race with Van Hoorn. Obviously I didn't do much of it, I wasn't quite aware, and I was also racing for Astro Racing Team. We had an A team and a B team in that one, and that was with SSRI, I believe. And oh, who's that in the background going wide? Pryor going wide into turn 2 there, and Canberra takes that move, takes that position, and he says thanks for that, I'll take that. And moves up into P12. Look in the background, Dressel having to defend, coming through the S's, and they're being backed up into the rest of the pack behind. But let's look back to Sador. Not much battling going on there, but look how close Hilhorst and Tassin are. Sparks flying as we go through the Degners here. And Hilhorst slightly wide there. Cano in the background in the Porsche, very wide as well. Luckily he didn't get onto the gravel, otherwise that could have slowed him down quite a bit. And yeah, Kano in the background holding on to that position, but this pack being bunched up, P6, all the way down to P11 really, is bunching up massively now, and we may even see another huge battle starting to form here. But oh, Tassin has lost the car! Oversteer on the exit of Spoon, and that's given Hillhorse some breathing room now, but Pythagoras pulls to the inside, and he's going to have a good run coming up towards 130 now, 2 into 1. Doesn't usually go, so I'm sure someone's going to have to back out here, and I think it's going to be Tassin that backs out, and yes it is. Pythagoras holds on, runs slightly wide, but he got that position done on the inside, and it moves up into P7 there. Kano's got BJR pounding him here as they exit the final corner. Now we know the Porsche not the quickest on the straights, neither is the BMW. Let's see if Kano can hold on, or will he go defensive coming up towards turn 1. Looks like he's staying on the racing line here, and the BMW looking towards the inside. He's thinking about that move, but doesn't go for it just yet. But oh, on the second half of the two right-handers, he goes for it. They're side by side. Kano still has the inside for the next part of the S's, and BJR backs out of that move, has to brake to avoid making contact, but look who's catching up. Van Hoorn in P11 is closing the gap. Likewise is Canberra as well. These two are reeling them in. Oh, look who's in the background. Pryor, Dressel, Hutchinson, they're all here as we speak. Now let's see if we can get some other battles going up as well on the screen. Let's look further down the grid. We have so many battles going on. In fact, we've got Vesala battling with Purcell. Now let's try, I know it's just me doing this, but let's see if we can get it up on the screen. But before we get that up, looks like Kano defending inside into the hairpin. BJ are going to try it around the outside. We see this move made successfully beforehand, and is he going to do it around the outside? He is. What a move there from the BMW driver of BJR around the outside. That was incredible from BJR. And he made it stick there. You don't usually see that being done often, but after that he's been able to pull away and open up a slight gap here to Kano. So great battling, but as a result it's backed everyone into each other. Now we've got, what's this? I'm trying to count here. It's what, 6-7 cars in this battle already, and you can see we've got another Pryor catching up into this battle. Stuart Pryor as well closing in. Beacon, who's already moved up into P17. Actually he started P16, so he's lost a position off the start, but he is also closing up to this battle. Go back on board with Matt Pryor here. We're going to get another battle up on the grid with sorry, not Deedee was his PlayStation name. It's the Visala now there in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, battling with Jan Barth there in the black and grey Porsche. So they're currently battling for P22, although they've got a few cars ahead of them. They've got Purcell in P21 in the fitted UK Motorsport, that bright yellow BMW. There's a few fitted UK Motorsport drivers out on track, Hutchinson being one of them in P15, and you recognise them with yellow liveries out on track. A bit deep on the brakes there for Pryor. Dressel tried to capitalise on that, but couldn't make it work on the exit. And look at the background, that's Pryor and Beacon side by side. Let's see if we can catch that battle just in time. Beacon has had to back out of that move, but will he send it up towards Spoon? No, he's not close enough to do so. So maintains that position, but no, Pryor's gone slightly wide there on the exit of Spoon. Can Beacon now get the switch back? And he has done so, but it's going to be a drag race coming up towards 130R. Can the Porsche hold on? I don't think Stuart Pryor is going to go for this move, or I may be wrong. He pulls towards the inside. No, backs out of that. Very sensible there from Pryor. We're only 10 minutes into the race and it feels like it's been half an hour already. But yeah, for Pryor, you definitely don't want to be making risky moves at the start. Let's quickly switch back towards the race leader. Whitehead has got a 3.5 second, well, more than that. It's going up. The time is going up. That's just relative to where they are on the track. So let's say about 4 seconds to Sidor. And then at that last lap, being the best lap of the race, was a 158.5 from Whitehead. Now looks like Hilhorst only a second back to Faulkner. We've got Tassin and Pithover as the two BMWs still battling for position. But Lord Croth in the comments saying good luck everyone once again. Lee, happy birthday to you. And CJ saying in the comments, let's race for Chris. Yeah, I'm sure his family will be happy with this, and I'm sure he'll be watching these races as well. But looking to P18, there's another battle going on down there. This is the battle we were looking at earlier with Viken and Pryor. Now we've got Brummel, Marsh, who have both caught up, and Pryor slightly wide there. Looks like he's got a bit of damage on that Aston, but that might just be the livery. But looks like, oh, Marsh onto the grass there, didn't lose the rear end. Look, he's catching up to them as well. TP Racing is closing the gap, so this could be a 5-car battle here for P16. Viken slightly wide there. Oh, he's got a bit of oversteer. That's going to really compromise his exit. And look how close Pryor has got on the exit there. Viken might have to go defensive coming up towards 130R. Let's go on board with Pryor. He's looking towards the inside and looks like he's going to get that move done. They both run wide there. And it's like Viken into the wall. It is Viken into the wall on the exit of 130R. It looks like he's picked up some heavy damage as a result. And we knew 2 into 1 was not going to go, and looks like, oh, he's really struggling to get the car turned round, and yep, he's going to go into the pits. Is Viken. What a shame, he's having to pit. 7 minutes till the pit window opens, so he's going to have to make another pit stop here. And we go back to P9. Looks like BJR's got a move done here on Van Hoorn. Cano's dropped down to P11. Look at this train of cars. There's non-stop action throughout the field here. This is probably the best race for the Next Level Racing Championship we've had so far. Now Suzuka really throws up some interesting battles here. Let's see if we can catch some more battles throughout the field. We've got, once again, Brummel, Marsh, Pryor, TP Racing all in this battle for P16. Look at the exit that Van Hoorn's got. He's trying to look for the outside and looking for the inside. In fact, defending from Cano behind as well. If he tries to go for a move on BJR, he's going to open the door up to that Porsche. And look at the angle of cars in the background. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars all battling for position here. Absolutely brilliant racing at Suzuka. Now the BMW is slightly wide there, although went for a later apex. Van Hoorn mounting that inside curb. It's compromised on the exit, but still very, very close. And there you can see Stuart Pryor in the Budweiser Aston Martin in this pretty much 4-car battle. They've got, I believe that's Purcell and TP Racing. Actually, no, Purcell and Barth battling just in the background there. Purcell, Barth and Vessar are battling in the background. There were lots of battles going on here. This is currently a 4-car train with another 3-car train behind them. This could also become a 7-car battle, so we might have 2 7-car battles going on. And looks like that is Porsche 201 going defensive, pulls back towards the racing line. Can Marsh find a move here, but he's having to defend from Pryor just behind as well, coming through turn 2 now. These drivers are so close together. I'm surprised they haven't made contact yet. A bit of a mistake there from TP Racing on the exit of turn 2. Got hooked on the curb, but now through the S's they go. And it's still as it were. Marsh, so Brummel leading this battle, followed by Marsh, then Stuart Pryor, then TP Racing. And where is Andy Purcell? There we go. Only defending from Barth and Vasala. These three very even on in pace at the moment. Now we should expect to see some drivers pitting early. The pit window is open in 4 minutes. So we could see some undercuts, especially with the drivers that are struggling to overtake here. Suzuka does have its overtaking spots, but in the first sector there's not really much room apart from turns 1 and 2 to get moves done. Through the S's it's quite narrow, and a bit of a mistake there from Barth. Bit of oversteer as well. But looks like Purcell hasn't got the best exit either, and Barth is going to have the slipstream coming down this back straight up towards 130R. He's not going to be close enough to go side by side here, but he is closing the gap. He might even be able to send it into the last chicane. No, wasn't even able to carry that speed through 130R compared to Purcell. And look how close Brummel, Marsh and Pryor are. They seem to have dropped TP Racing behind by about a second now. So TP Racing struggling to keep up. We saw him make a few mistakes on the last lap, so it might just be down to consistency. His pace has been pretty good. I mean, that last lap was a 202.3, which is pretty much keeping up with these drivers in front. It looks like Purcell having to go defensive there, both on the outside, coming up towards, I believe, the Degners, and all making contact ever so slightly, I think. And Barth in the Porsche just able to get onto the brakes much later. And looks like Beacon into the pits once more. Or has he been sat? I don't think he's been sat there the whole time. I think he has just entered the pits once again. Let's have a look. I'm not too sure. Yep, looks like I think it's a retirement there from Beacon, unfortunately. Kruger currently running in P27 in a bit of no man's land at the moment. Looks like the leader is actually coming to lap him already. We look towards P11, and oh my god, this battle's still going on. BJR has slightly pulled away, but it's Van Hoorn, followed by Cano, then Canberra, then Matt Pryor, then Hutchinson in the background, and all that's just all very wide through 130, kicking up a bit of the grass and dirt on the exit. Oh no, look how much curb they're able to take there through that final chicane. Let's see, will Whitehead be able to get past Kruger easily, or will he have some trouble? And the pace difference between these two, absolutely massive. So Whitehead, yeah, may have some issues here lapping the Ferrari. Well, let's see if he can get it done cleanly. I know Whitehead's going to be patient here with this this back marker. There we go. Kruger's let him through. They're coming through the hairpin. In fact, just caught that Stuart Pryor made a mistake, and now down to P17 on the back of TP Racing. In fact, he's not even close to them. He's closer to Johnny Marsh, Andy Purcell, and Jan Barth. And Vasala, in fact. So there are 4 cars there in that battle, just in the background. The 250 UK Motorsport drivers, P18 and P19 currently. But Capelli now into the pits. Has he picked up some damage? Maybe has. Not sure what's happened there to Capelli. Whitehead still in the lead, 7.7 seconds there to Sidor in P2. Ahmed currently running in P3, still battling with Muller. These two have been very, very close since the start, and they're very even on pace. In fact, let's see what they've lapped as they cross the line. Yeah, a 159.9 from the both of them. In fact, we can show you what sector times they've been lapping. So Mohammed in sector 1 is, in fact, 3/10 quicker. Looks like we've got camera into the pits. The pit window is now open, so serving an early pit stop here. In sector 2, Mohammed is 2/10 slower, and in sector 3, he's a 10th slower. So it pretty much does even out, and that's why they are so close on the track at the moment. Next car back is Faulkner, actually, who's battling with Hillhorse. These two not far behind Muller and Mohammed. Oh, very, very close, in fact. Looks like that's Tidor as well, only 2 seconds ahead. So the leaders, well, the leader, Whitehead, is pulled away, but the rest, P2 to P6, are still very, very close in this battle, and that looks like that is Kruger. They're just moving out the way for the lead cars. There we go, Kruger doing a good job at getting out of the way so far, but it's going to be non-stop moving out of the way for Kruger at the moment. Looks like Canberra and Barth into the pits. Faulkner still holding on to this position, but Hillhorst very, very close. So pretty much you've got two separate battles of Ferrari versus Audi. We've got this battle between Faulkner and Hillhorst, and then we've got another battle between Mohammed and Muller. And in fact, Muller and Hillhorst both racing for DSRT. I believe that's Dutch sim racing team. I'm not 1,000,000% sure, 100% sure, but it is. They are in the same team, and Mohammed going extremely defensive here. Muller waiting to the last second to put out the slipstream. He's going to try around the outside. No, I think he tried for a switchback. Mohammed's left a bit of space on the inside, and Muller tried to stick his nose down the inside, but wasn't enough room in the end. Looks like BJ are now into the pits. Hutchinson and Pry are still neck and neck as well. That's the battle for P10. We know the Honda very quick on the straights. Is he going to be able to pull towards the inside into turn 1? Doesn't look like it. Pryor taking a narrow line and all. No, it wasn't a narrow line. Hutchinson just went really wide there on the exit, kicking up a bit of the gravel as well. But it's still, as it were, between these two. Jan saying he's got 2.5 seconds of damage. That's not much at all. I wouldn't bother repairing that if I were you, Jan. I believe he's back out on track, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Jan back out on track, only running in P24 now. He has, of course, served his pit stop. Still plenty of drivers yet to pit. Well, this battle continuing to go on strong. Now watch, as soon as I say this, one of them is going to dive into the pits. I hope not. Please don't pit yet. Oh, Mohammed with a mistake there through the chicane. Very late on the brakes. Missed the apex into the first half. Thank God they're not pitting yet. Gives us some extra time to watch them battle. And look at the closing speed. But Muller pulls to the outside here, but once again has to brake early. He's going for the switchback. It's going to work. He's pulled towards the inside. Oh, oversteer for Muller. I think he shifted down a bit too early and was a bit too harsh on the brakes. And what could have been there for Muller, that would have been a textbook move. He set that up perfectly coming into turns 1 and 2, but it just didn't pay off in the end. So unfortunate there for Muller. But he set that one up well before we got towards turn 1. He knew exactly what to do here. it looks like for Muller, Faulkner and Hilst are closing up as well. They're only a second and a half behind now. So he's got to be careful. Any more mistakes and he could fall into the clutches of Faulkner in the Ferrari. Pryor and which Pryor is that? That's Matt Pryor in the Audi, and Jonathan Chick into the pits as well. Looks like Vasala's still on the back of Purcell, although he's dropped back by about a second now. Let's look further down. Barth, where is Barth? Currently, where's Barth? I can't find him. Oh no, I've not eaten enough carrots. I can find him. I've seen him now. Currently running in P23. I might need to go to Specsavers. Actually, no advertising. In fact, Specsavers, if you want to sponsor us, that would be great. But no, this is currently sponsored by Next Level Racing, this championship, and a bit of a mistake there from Barth. Running through the S's now. Yeah, he's running in P23. He's not close to Cano at the moment. 14.2 seconds, in fact. Now, these two weren't actually involved in the battle beforehand. But Sidor and Pithiver's now into the pits. It'll be interesting to see where Vasala, Purcell and Marsh come out in comparison to Barth. But they are still yet to pit. We've still got a long way for the pit window to close. So I don't expect that many drivers coming in soon. We are reaching the halfway mark in about 3 minutes, so maybe then we'll see a few more drivers pull the trigger. Yeah, Lee, it is sad news, unfortunately. Very, very sad news. We look back towards Hilhorst. He's maintaining that second gap to Faulkner now. Muller and Mahmoud, those still very, very close. Muller, after that mistake, has been closing back up to Mahmoud on this lap. And we'll see. Will either of these two pit now? Will Muller try and go for an undercut? I think this is his best opportunity to go for one as he's closing up to Mahmoud now. Yes, he's going to be on older tyres in the next stint. No, he's keeping out on track. Interesting. Maybe he wants to get a bit closer before going for this undercut. But let's see if we can give everyone once again some more screen time. Kruger still running in P25 now due to a couple retirements. Jonathan Chick still in P24, running in the McLaren at the moment. Barth currently running in P23. Cano in P22. Ooh, Canberra looks like, oh no, Matt Pryor has got the move done there on Canberra through the hairpin. And it looks like they've got, I believe that is Faulkner coming up behind them. Yes, I think it is. Or is that another car? I'm not too sure, but Canberra poking his nose up the inside. No, it's Kruger, sorry, just behind them. So Kruger, oh, he's lost the car there on the exit of Spoon. I think he tried to give way, but yeah, that curb on the exit, if you go a bit too wide, it is quite lethal, but he's got it going once again, which is good to see. We go back to this battle between Pryor and Canberra. Pryor just has to hold on. These two have served their pit stop, so it's no more pit stops for these two. It's just battling on the track till the end. And that's actually Cano in the background, who's got past Kruger now. And with these two battling, he should be able to close the gap. Over half an hour. It's plenty of time for him to catch up. Now TP Racing into the pits. Where is Barth? Barth rounding the final corner. TP Racing is out of the pits now, and he's come out ahead of Barth. Oh, crossing the pit exit line. Luckily no one was there, but he's got to be careful with that for future. I'm sure stewards are not going to be happy with that. They might give him a bit of a word after the race. It looks like, oh wow, P2 to P6 all in the pits now. Vasala on the back of Purcell. That promotes Christian Muller into provisional race lead. Looks like Mohammed has served his pit stop now. Oh, what a shuffling around with all the drivers making their pit stops. Whitehead has him actually emerged in P4 after his pit stop. Wow, he has. Just goes to show how far ahead he was into the lead. And I believe, where's Sidor? Currently in P8. With his pit stop, and now Sidor with net P2, of course, but Mohammed only 4 seconds behind. He has pulled away after the pit stops. Still can't rule out Mohammed whatsoever. Now Muller still yet to pit, so he's going long, and we saw him battling with Mohammed earlier. So we'll see if he stays ahead. Or stays... No, he was behind in fact. So we'll see if he comes out ahead or stays behind. But Whitehead now is just going to have to navigate through traffic without losing too much time to Sidor. Let's look back to this battle for P16. Loads of cars in this battle once again. It's Pryor, followed by Hutchinson, then Cano. And looks like that's Cameron just up ahead as well. He's actually pulled a 1.5 seconds from Pryor now. Pryor was actually ahead of Cameron, but a mistake there from Pryor on the exit of Degman 2. And Hutchinson's going to look towards the outside here of the hairpin. He's going to be later on the brakes, and he's done it round the outside. Has he made it stick? He has, and Cano on the exit as well pulls towards the inside of Pryor. They're going to be touching wheels here on the exit, but Cano not able to get that move done, and no contact between the two. Looks like Cano has spun round Pryor. It didn't look like there was much contact between them. May have just been ever so slight tap, or it could have been down to some net code even. Pryor is going to have to wait. Oh no, he's going to return the car to the pits. Such a shame there for Pryor. Muller's come out of the pits, and he's come out ahead of Mohammed. So what a pit stop there from Muller. The overcut worked for Muller, and now the roles have reversed. He's doing the defending, Mohammed doing the attacking this time around. The comment saying unlucky Pryor. Yeah, it is unlucky. In fact, Cano had a drive-through there, so he's battling with Pryor. And unfortunately took him out, which is, yeah, going to go to the stewards. Pryor's not happy with that one by the looks of things, and I wouldn't be either. Kano was way too aggressive there, and with a drive-through even, he's going to drop down the order anyway, so didn't really need to battle for that position. But we look to Vesala and Purcell, who still come out neck and neck after the pits. In fact, there's Vesala. Yep, he is there. And wow, he's in a fitted UK Motorsport sandwich. And I think Barth made a similar joke earlier. He was fitted between two of the UK drivers. And look at the exit that Marsh has got, the Mercedes. Just able to pull away on the straight and pull past Vesala into 130R, but is Vesala? No! Was there contact between the two, or was that just a bit of a slide? I think it was just a bit of a slide there from Marsh. I don't think they made contact there. And it was so close between those two. Very fine margins, I believe. Now we've still got quite a few battles going on. Obviously not as bunched up as it was in the opening stages. We had so many cars, almost two separate 7-car battles going on. But at the moment it's Vesala defending from Marsh. Purcell has now pulled away after these two have been battling very hard that last lap. Purcell's got a bit of a buffer now. Pryor into the pits. That's Stuart Pryor, who I believe is the last one to serve their stop now. Yep, last one to serve their stop. Let's see where he comes out. He was battling with, well, he was on the back of TP Racing after his mistake. But it looks like, I believe that's 3 retirements. Pryor, TP Racing and Capelli have retired the car. A bit of a mistake once again from Vesala out of Spoon. This is going to give Marsh a better exit and the run he needs to pull alongside here. Mercedes using its power to get ahead even before 130R, and it doesn't look like Vesala will be able to get back unless Marsh makes a mistake just like that. But he's got the inside coming up towards the chicane, and he's going to make that move stick. And up into P15 goes Marsh. And Kano now is closing in. Kano, I believe, has served his drive-through penalty. I'm not 100% sure. Let's double check. Yes, he served his drive-through penalty. TP Racing, in fact, had a stop-go 30. So maybe he's serving that now. I'm not sure. I think he has retired the car though. Tassin has got a drive-through penalty as well, currently running in P6. That's going to drop him down the order. And we've also got another battle going on between Canberra and Hutchinson, the two Hondas out on track. Apparently battling for position here. Canberra has had a great performance so far, in fact. Canberra currently sitting... He's sitting in the championship. He is... There is Canberra in the championship. P11 in the championship. His best finish so far being P7 at round 3, which was Nürburgring. And that was it in the rain? No, it wasn't in the rain. It was actually dry. I'm getting confused with console. So many championships going on. Hard to keep track, but yeah, that was in the dry, and that was P7, his best finish yet. But you can see here, he's taking the racing line into turn 1. Hutchinson not close enough to get that move done, but Hutchinson's put on the pressure. He's forced Canberra to go wide. He's going to have the inside for turn 2 here. Looks like Hutchinson has got that move done on Canberra. And forced him into a mistake, got that move done. And up into, what position is he in now? P8, P9, sorry. So a great move there. Looks like we're going side by side here between Vesala and Kano. Kano getting back in the slipstream. He's going to pull towards the outside, interestingly. And Vesala's left in the room on the outside, although not much. But Vesala muscling his way, well, almost muscling his way there to keep that position, but he's held on. And was allowed to dictate that line as he was well ahead. A great defending from Vesala once again. Kano seems to have the pace at the moment over the run DJC driver. Now, let's see if we can find the race leader very quickly. Whitehead with a 15.8 second lead at the moment. I mean, it's nowhere near as big as the lead he had last time out at Kailami. It was a 51 second lead, I believe, he had to Sidor, and that was I think the biggest lead yet we've seen across all of our championships. And Tassin now in the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. There we go, out of the pits now. He's come out in P10 with a bit of a gap to Dressel in P11. Whitehead currently running on his own for a bit. This could be a three-car battle now between Van Hoorn, Hutchinson and Canberra, P7, P8 and P9. Van Hoorn losing a bit of time to the two behind. Currently running in the 203s. Michael Hutchinson in the 201s, so lapping 2 seconds quicker a lap here. Now, I'm not sure if Van Hoorn made a mistake that last time around. It could have been a mistake. Yeah, I think it might have been. He was 1.4 seconds slower in Sector 2. So he could have had a spin. Could have had a spin then. Now we've got Purcell and Marsh close on track together. These two are in the same team, but they won't be teaming up on the track. They'll be battling for position to gain as many points as they can. You can see in the background that's Vesala and Kano still battling. This could well be another 4-car battle as we approach the end of the race, or maybe even a few laps if those two pitted UK Motorsport drivers continue to battle against each other. And that's Purcell wide there. That's going to allow Marsh through. And there we go. Marsh up a position into P14. Purcell with a mistake down into P15. And looks like Van Hoorn now managing that gap to Hutchinson. Their last laps, well, Van Hoorn quicker than Hutchinson that last lap by about 2/10 there. So it was definitely a mistake from Van Hoorn. Could have had a half spin. The gap between Muller and Mamed now 1.2 seconds. Muller, is he closing up to Sidor? We're going to have to take a quick look at those two, Muller and Sidor. You can see here, last lap for Sidor was 2/10 slower. So not closing by a huge amount. But Sidor, if he finishes in P2 once again, he'll be picking up some good points in this championship. He's currently sitting P2, like I said earlier, on 285 points. and 2 points separating Sidor and Muller at the moment. So if Sidor can finish where he is, you extend that gap in the championship to Muller, but it's Muller and Mamed who are continuously battling for position, and Sidor's going to be hoping that Mamed gets past Muller. I'm not sure if he's aware of the championship points, but if he was, I'm sure that's what he'd want, just so he can extend that gap in the championship and give himself a bit more confidence going into the next round. But Mamed and Hilhorst currently tied on points. Hilhorst is down in P5, 13 seconds back to Mamed. Unless Mamed makes a mistake, doesn't look like he'll be finishing ahead. Now we've got Hutchinson and Van Hoorn just separated by half a second here. Russell Matheson saying such good commentary, appreciate that, means a lot. Thank you. And look how close Hutchinson, oh god, even I got confused with that this time around. Even Hutchinson, very late on the brakes there through the hairpin, nearly making contact with the back of the Aston, but he got the car stopped just in time. But he looks much more confident in this second stint. Maybe Van Hoorn struggling with the tyres at the moment. You can see got a bit of oversteer on the exit, so it looks like he is struggling ever so slightly. And that's BJR up ahead in the BMW, just 2 seconds up the road. So they're in fact closing in on him as well. So this may turn into a bit of a three-car battle very shortly. See there the Aston spitting flames on the downshifts. The Honda's going to utilise the straight line speed, utilise the slipstream he's got here down the start finish straight. In fact, pulling out of the slipstream, maybe just see where he's going, but I'd be in that slipstream for as long as possible. And look how much more speed Van Hoorn is able to carry there into turns 1 and 2. Maybe a bit of a mistake from Hutchinson. At the moment, Van Hoorn seems to be much more confident in this first sector. These two just gaining and pulling away from each other lap after lap. Bit of inconsistency between the two as well. Still very involved in this battle. Oh no, let's see what else is going on the grid. We've got Canberra just behind here, and Tassin battling for position. We've also got Purcell, and that is Marsh and Barth. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Battling for position as well, but Canberra having to defend his position at P9. Can Tassin go around the outside? He's going to have the inside for Spoon, and looks like he's got it done just before the braking zone. Canberra couldn't do much there. Just had to concede the position. There we go. We'll quickly go down to this battle between Barth and Marsh. There we go. Got it right this time. Simo Mello in the comments saying this will be fun to watch. I mean, I don't know what battle you're referring to. There's so many going on. So many battles going on at the moment. It's great to see, even towards the end of, well, 10 minutes left to go, but even towards the end of the race, there is still many battles going on. Visala only a second back to Purcell as well, so that's another battle to watch out for. Marsh just maybe thinking about a move there, running slightly wide on the exit of 130i. He needs to be careful he doesn't get a track limit warning for that. They've seen a few drive-throughs and stop-go 30s here in this race already. And the Porsche of Barth somehow managing to stay ahead on the straights. You think the Mercedes would be able to slingshot past. We know how rapid the Mercedes is at Suzuka in general. Probably one of the best cars at Suzuka is the Mercedes. But it looks like Barth using the agile and nimble Porsche to just get through the corners a bit quicker than Marsh in that Mercedes. We know the Mercedes' front engine very heavy on the front as well. But it looks like a poor exit from Barth. Marsh looking to the inside, which would be the outside here for the hairpin. He's going to go for a bit of a later apex. I think he tried it, but didn't really work. Doesn't really favour you through that hairpin. Hutchinson and Van Hoorn still very close as they exit the chicane. Hutchinson's got a good exit. Oh, a bit loose on the curb there for Hutchinson. And we've got Barth and Marsh side by side here. Barth is going to have to leave the room. Bit of oversteer for both of them on the exit. But Marsh is going to get that move done. And the Porsche of Barth slotting back into the slipstream. And a great move there from Marsh, capitalising on that mistake. You can see in the background, once again, that's Vasala and Purcell still separated by a second. So lapping pretty much the same lap times. Let's see what lap times they're doing, in fact. Here we go. They're very close now, actually. It's not down to, it's not a second, it's much less than that. That last lap, Vasala is actually 3/10 quicker. Let's see what it is this lap. I think he's going to be even quicker this lap than Purcell. Yes, he is. 7/10 quicker this time around. And looks like I've just noticed the gap between Muller and Sidor. 1.2 seconds between Muller and Sidor, and 1.5 seconds. Sorry, 1.7 seconds between Muller and Magni. So we may even see those three battling for P2 and P3 within the last few laps. And look how close Vasala and Purcell are. And still Van Hoorn and Hutchinson as well battling for position. In fact, is that Tassin closing up to... yes, that's Tassin closing in on Hutchinson as well. So that could be 2 3-car battles we may see towards the end of this race. Actually, it's already a 3-car battle. Sorry, I didn't actually realise that. A huge mistake there from Hutchinson on the exit of 130R. Looks like he'll still be able to hold on, but very late on the brakes there through the chicane. He's doing everything he can to hold on to that position. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's gaining an advantage by doing so, so he's okay there. But yeah, no, this is actually a... well, it was a 3-car battle. It's now Van Hoorn battling with BJ. I didn't even realise they were this close together. So we've got a few separate battles going on. This may well as be a 4-car battle between BJR, Van Hoorn, Hutchinson and Tassin. And then we've got this 2-car battle between Purcell and Vasala, and then we've got possibly another battle between Sidor, Muller and Magni. So much going on in the final few minutes of this race. Now where is our race leader? Whitehead. Just about to start another lap here. Now what lap times is he doing? 1:59 at the moment. So let's say 2 minutes. Possibly going to be 2 laps, maybe 3. Not sure. Just have to wait and see here, but looks like that is... Oh, we're going to have to get this battle up on the... Oh, oops, on the big screen. Let's try and find them. There we go. This is 4 cars now involved in this battle. Hutchinson... Oh, it's going to be 5. Canberra not far behind either. It looks like, is that PJR? Oh, that's a back marker. I believe that is Jonathan Chick there, just moving out the way. Not causing any hassle for the lead cars, which is great to see. This may even be a 5-car battle towards the end here. Looks like that's Tassin very wide. The 130R is held it together. Paul saying, hold on, Barth. Remco saying complete chaos in the end. Yeah, it all has to happen in the end. I mean, they could have left it. They could have kept it for the mid race. Now we've got so many battles to look at. I don't know which one to look at first. But luckily, we've got a couple of screens to watch multiple battles at once. We can see there that is Vesala and Purcell still separated by a couple tenths here as they exit the final corner. And Muller and Sador still separated by about a second, so it doesn't look like that's coming down just yet. I'll come through the deck, there's sparks flying here for the BMW of BJR. And Canberra hasn't caught up just yet. That gap's still 2 seconds from Canberra to Hutchinson. You see there the Aston bogging down a bit on the exit. It does really struggle compared to the other cars on the exit there through that hairpin. You see it coming through Spoon though. Van Hoorn's got a great exit there. It was much quicker on the entry. And it helped him on the exit as well. Shen into the pits. Could that be a drive-through penalty? I think it is. And look at the slipstream. Look at the closing speed here from Van Hoorn. He's backed out of that move though. But could that allow Tassin behind to come through? Looks like Van Hoorn. No, he's not going to go defensive. Is Tassin going to send it down the inside? There's so close contact between the two. And drama unfolds on the final few laps here. Looks like Van Hoorn has been able to hold position, but Tassin coming out worse from that. I know that's looked to be a bit of a racing incident for me. Luckily, if Van Hoorn had lost the car there, I think may have put it down to the stewards, but I don't think he's going to now as he's held on to the position. And it looks like Vesala and Purcell have spread out ever so slightly, but Sidor and Muller have caught each other up on track. Let's try and find them if we can. Here we go. They're only separated by just a second here, or just under a second now. Now these three have pulled away from Canberra a bit. Canberra now 3 seconds back. And even with battling, they're pulling away. So Canberra maybe just taking it a bit easy here on the final few laps. And look how close Muller and Sidor are. We're going to have to bring this up on the big screen, I think. Sidor going defensive here, coming up towards turn 1. Muller on the outside. These two had a great battle at Kyalami. Sidor made a huge mistake in the rain and lost the position to Muller, but was able to get it done. Well, was able to get the position back on the last few laps. But let's see if he can hold off Muller now. Where is our race leader, Whitehead? So yeah, this is the last lap we're on at the moment.